Crystal Joy.
I'm David Raziel.
And this is I'm Psychic.
I guess. Apparently anybody can be psychic, and we're trying to see if that's true. So how do we do that?
We do that by listening to all the internet things that tell us how to become psychics.
I guess.
What are those things? Honestly, we don't have very many things so far.
No, but we're not starting from day zero, technically.
Which we're currently doing a catch-up to the information and stuff that we've learned so far. And eventually we're going to get to a point where we're just, what happened that week?
Disclaimer.
As usual, we don't know what we're doing.
So we may miss some things. Some things might not be 100% correct. And please feel free to chime in and give us some comments that maybe we can learn what it is that we are missing.
Yeah, if we fuck up, just let us know. Real nice. And with sources and like why we fucked up. And we will happily, we want to grow. We want to figure it out.
We want to happily look into those things.
We don't want to be idiots.
No. So this is a learning back and forth. We teach you, you guys teach us. This is also not to encourage anyone to do anything. This is just our journey and find out if we can be psychic.
Welcome to join.
Today we're going to talk about energy and what that has to do with being psychic.
And then we're going to go into how that ties into everything else. Because we're going to be talking about a lot of different stuff on this podcast. And this is the root of why and how it's all connected. So even if we're not explicitly talking about a psychic thing that happened or whatever.
It relates.
It all relates because the more you know about how the energy exchanges work, the better you get.
We're talking about energy and the different things it incorporates.
Yeah, so when we talk about energy, we kind of talk about this early now. It is a brief overview because, God, this is multiple episodes if we want to go all the way into it.
Right.
But it is the root of everything else. And we didn't start off trying to be psychics in our spiritual awakening, but this core aspect of energy has to do with all of it, and then also has deeply played into our understanding of psychic ability so far.
What's interesting, my energy experiences started when I was really young. Anybody watch anime?
I do.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've heard of Dragon Ball Z, and we all know that they do these kind of ki blasts. So this idea of energy work was super well known to me.
So as a kid, you were watching Dragon Ball Z, you saw Goku, energy blast, whatever. Yes. And you're like, that could be me.
I mean, I think every kid is like, how that could be me. How can that be me? So my stepdad had a friend who I guess had a knowledge of energy work already.
He was probably spiritual and you just didn't. You were a kid.
All I knew was that he said he could do energy balls in his hand. And I was like,
and you were hooked.
That sounds like Dragon Ball Z. I want to do that. So I was just like, okay, how does that work? Told me focuses energy from outside, right? It's all a visual thing. You get the energy going into your body, and then you pull it straight into your palm, making a sphere. Now it's like, okay, anyone can say that. That sounds like whatever. Show me. So he does. I couldn't see it. Okay, let's not get crazy. Because if I could see it, I probably would not be here right now. I'd be on a mountain somewhere just doing that shit all day. Okay, even at like freaking 9, I was like...
No, Monk David.
David.
Mom, I'm leaving.
That's it, Mom. I'm going to be
go to the Appalachian Mountains and I'm going to become a monk. I see you later.
I'm going to go see the turtle hermit. So he does the energy ball in his hand. And then he says, now pull out your hand and I'm going to place the energy ball in your hand.
Okay.
Does it. And when I tell you that I felt like a sphere of just heat, it could have been like holding a softball because his hands were a bit bigger than mine. I felt it though, okay? And I lost my goddamn mind.
You're like, what?
Yeah, what? What?
You can do that?
And imagine if I freaking saw it.
Oh, God.
Imagine if I fucking saw it. I would have...
If your psychic ability kicked in at that moment and you saw a little ball of light, you would have been like, ah!
I'd be like,
that's
see you at school. This is what I'm doing. This is it. I don't know if we would have met.
Okay, so
I would have been flying or something.
Did you do it?
So I started doing it as a kid. I started trying to learn how to do it, and I would focus, and I was able to kind of do it. Maybe not as well as he did it, but well enough. Enough to impress some of my friends.
To show your friends? Yeah. I know
that's all it was. Enough to show my friends, like, you want some cool? And I just, like, did it to, like, everybody. And, of course, I was, like, drained after.
Yeah, because you were definitely using your energy.
Oh, yeah, I didn't understand.
And not, which is why we're talking about this.
Right. So, I'd use my energy. So I didn't focus on any energy from the outside going into my body. I would just be like, okay, focus, picture it.
And then you
do
got
it.
tired.
And I would get tired and I'd like almost pass out.
That's an issue with a lot of people. And I know how to fix that.
Haha.
Have successfully done it. One of
Aha.
the few things I've successfully figured out so far.
We have learned.
I learned and figured it out, and I can help you.
Okay, so since then, I guess it kind of became like a little party trick.
It was like a little party trick, but you stopped doing it.
I stopped doing it.
You just stopped.
I just stopped.
Life happened, and you were like, meh, and then you just didn't. And then you're like, I get really tired, and we weren't spiritual at the time, so I didn't know why you were getting really tired. And I was like, it's making you tired, don't do that. And then you just didn't anymore.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so much for 9-year-old me being so excited I could do a key blast.
I can only imagine if you had like an adult in your life that like was around all the time and not just your stepdad's friend that one time, actually helping you through seeing the crazy shit that you saw, and through doing that, you'd be like unstoppable, right?
I imagine some other universe I'd never stopped, and I could do a real Kamehameha.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And possible.
It's true. Yes, it is. I know she's shaking her head, but it's true.
This is a show about realism, David.
Let me suspend my reality for a little bit, okay? Let my child be happy. Child work.
You're so
you believe
right.
It. That's my experience as a kid.
It's interesting. I don't have any past experiences about it. I never fucked with it until you showed me it. Everything that I know currently is stuff that I've learned since starting this whole thing. I guess I could just pick up on why did you get tired and what happened and what the deal was.
Yeah.
So in the last episode of this podcast, we talked about very, very basic energetics 101. Like, not even 101, just basic energetics, like intro.
Right.
And you have your torus field that you're sitting inside of, your energy donut. And that is, in Chinese Taoism, it's your qi or your qi. So to do that is to take that energy and direct it into a certain place and put it in a location, right? To centralize it and create this heat, this life force,
right,
etc. Now, the thing is, your stepdad's friend, give him a random name.
Billy.
So Billy was completely correct. Part of it is pulling energy from outside of yourself.
I don't know if he said that. Maybe I would have done it if he said it. So
Maybe he didn't?
Maybe he didn't.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe he did and I just was a kid and was like, energy ball. Cool, you know?
Well, part of it is when you use your own resources, that energy donut that you're inside of, from my understanding, gets smaller. So if you actually don't get good sleep at night, you are going to have a smaller little field of energy.
You get a smaller donut.
You're going to have a smaller donut. Yeah.
Sad.
Nobody wants a small donut. Unless there's like a whole pack of small donuts and you can...
Like minis.
Yeah, those are really good. What the fuck are we talking about?
Donuts. But... how does this relate to psychic ability?
Well, like we talked about last episode, things getting in that field and interacting in some capacity is my theory on how psychic ability works. And I have read that in a few books of people who do this for a living.
Right.
Some semblance of that. And that is also your aura. So you're spending your energy and pulling from it to do this thing and sending it out.
So if I continued doing energy, I guess, spheres in my hand, would that have made me a better psychic?
It would have put you in more control of your own energy.
That's
right?
fair.
So when you are in control and you deeply understand what your energy feels like and the way it functions and how it moves, you can be more aware of what's coming in and out of your torus field.
What's interesting is as I was doing that, I wasn't necessarily learning how my energy felt. I was more just trying to put the energy in a shape.
Yes, it kind of naturally happens, though. Also, if you had been able to pull energy from outside or from the ground or from something else, you would be able to actually feel the difference. If you do like, okay, do my energy, and then pull it from somewhere else, it would your body would tell you the difference.
Interesting. So, okay, back to anime. When Goku's doing this, he's actually receiving energy from outside.
Yes.
Right? That's what his hands are up and everything. All the energy is going into his body. So when you're picturing energy coming into your body, is that how it actually visually looks?
I mean, visually, kind of. In my mind, I do. So I read this book called Psychic Witch by Matt Oren. Great book to get started.
Psychic Witch by?
Matt Oren. Auryn. It's a book with essentially only step-by-step exercises on how to unlock your psychic ability and use it to engage with the world around you. Right? And I did them. I didn't do every single one, but I did a vast majority of them before I was like, okay, I don't want to keep doing these. And in the beginning of that book, it talks about a silver ball, like over your head, which is in some cultures and understandings like another energy center. So
that's like part of the chakra system.
The chakra system, yes. The chakras are their own episode, and
sure, we're just touching on it.
I just have to acknowledge, like, the understanding of them has been deeply colonized in a lot of ways.
That's
so,
true.
like, I don't want to mistalk about it, but I do know that there are a lot of different understandings of energy systems in a lot of different cultures. And something that kind of comes back and back and back is there is this, like, access one above your head.
Right.
There's the one at the top of your head, but there's this one up here. This one up here is a means of engaging with the world around you. So you could, like, imagine, like, a silver ball above your head, about 9 inches above your head, and imagine...
Silver.
Yeah, that's what the book said. I don't know why, but it's silver, and I just kind of went with it.
Okay.
The exercise was calling your power back to you. So imagine like a little silver ball above your head, put your name on it, and say like all energy or my power from across the realities come back to me. And like imagine it coming.
Okay, yeah.
Coming and filling that ball until it's full, and then kind of like squeegees out over your body. This is all very visual. But if you're sensitive to this kind of stuff, you would actually feel physical sensations, which is very interesting, because if it is trash and bullshit, like people on the internet love to tell me every 5 seconds, what causes that phenomenon? Like, how powerful is our mind that it makes our bodies create a physical reaction to something that is not there?
Sometimes I wish it wasn't that strong. Like, I know we're just kind of brains experiencing the world.
Yes, that's another thing, but we'll get into that later.
I get that, and that's why people get this whole simulation thing going on. But like, how strong is your brain that you just can make up these sensations? Also, though, how is it when I have a sensation, don't tell you about it, then you have the same sensation?
Yeah, that's also very interesting, which would go into energy, because if I'm having the same sensation, are we next to each other and we're not talking? You know what I mean? Like, that could be an energetic exchange. And if we're cool with each other and then we separate and we're in different places,
right,
that's how quantum entanglement works, which is something I didn't really get to talk about last episode, that's a big part of this, so I'll probably get into it a little bit more. Atomic particles get tangled together and they could be experiencing the same phenomenon, which is very, very interesting. Now, I know that in spiritual spaces, when the word quantum science gets thrown around, it's like, oh no.
Is it quantum science pretty much equal to like pseudo right now?
No, because it is a science. It's just spoken about in such a way that's like you get a little bit of information and then people just run with it, which is, I mean, it's stuff that's like logical to a point, logical jumps, but it's not been proven yet, and nobody really takes the time to be like, this hasn't been proven yet. Like, even quantum physicists don't understand how quantum physics works yet. So to have...
Is it a new science?
It's just relatively. Albert Einstein is the first one to have found and realized quantum entanglement in the first place. He saw 2 atoms or particles getting, like, doing the same stuff but from really far away, and he called it spooky action at a distance. And to my current understanding,
honestly, that's the best name.
I know. I know, right?
It's the best name.
Spooky action at a distance. To my understanding, I could be wrong, science bitches correct me, that is one of the first observations of quantum physics in action and quantum understanding of particles and how they interact with each other. So it's relatively new. Albert Einstein, I don't really know much about when he lived, but it was in the 20th century, so it's relatively new.
Interesting.
And we're getting comfy.
Remember, we're not showing the grippers for free. No free grippers for you.
I have socks on.
That's why I can't pick up my feet, because I don't have socks on.
Don't give those feet pics away for free. If you guys want our feet pics, I will give them to you for money.
I will
do that. I want...
It's not that kind of show.
It's not that kind of show, but I will do it.
It was a joke. Oh, my God.
It's not a joke.
So, not showing grippers. What's happening?
Basically, it's relatively new.
Yeah.
And so to say quantum physicists don't fully understand it, they don't. They're still figuring it out. So what's fascinating, part of the reason why they don't understand it is so they'll observe a particle and it'll just disappear from reality entirely. They don't know where it goes. And then it just comes back. There it is again. Where did it go? I don't know. They don't know either.
Instant transmission.
But the science and the figuring it out, like the observation and the figuring out of it, is what it is right now. There are a handful of things that we have measured and observed. And the spiritual community has a tendency to kind of just take it and run. I don't want to be a part of that, but also I'm acknowledging that that's the case. And it could potentially mean, depending on what we discover.
Manifestation.
Sure. That's a jump. But it could mean a number of things about how our energy engages with the world around us and how certain psychic phenomenon may or may not be able to occur. It's possible. It's a theory. We don't know much about it yet.
A psychic theory.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've established that energy work goes into psychic ability.
I was talking about how subatomic particles work and how that might have to do with psychic ability.
Yes.
I mentioned it last episode, so I don't want to be redundant, but that the behavior of subatomic particles getting entangled with each other is, which this is actually very interesting. They found that consciousness in general is likely the result of quantum entanglement.
So people being alive.
Being conscious.
Ah.
When you're sleeping and you're no longer conscious, it stops. So there's I know it's crazy.
That's crazy.
There's a quantum particular interaction from your heart and your brain. There's an article that was just released about it, and they talk about how.
Just released
recently, the last week or two.
I must have missed that one.
That was on TikTok the other day.
Fuck.
And then I found the TikTok. I was like, is this guy, just making articles sensational? And then I found the article. It was a few articles about it. It's very interesting. Basically,
you're on the good side of TikTok.
I am.
I get nothing but
Cursed.
I walk into the coffee shop shit.
I love my side of TikTok. So this isn't about psychic ability, but this is an interesting phenomenon that if the heart, which has its own little mini brain, right, is sending information and quantum entanglement with the brain, and they're interacting while you're conscious, and you go unconscious, that stops and it's no longer measurable. So consciousness is potentially caused by quantum entanglements.
That's a little sad. It's a sad story in science.
But where does our consciousness go when we're sleeping?
It goes to wherever we disappear to.
Wherever the particles disappear to?
Yeah. I imagine.
Ooh.
Right?
Maybe.
Ooh.
I don't know.
It's a good guess.
So what does that have to do with things? So the one person that I found on TikTok, I don't remember the name. I'm sorry. I didn't like it or anything. But they were talking about how their leap now, like the spiritual TikTok likes to do, is how that means that telepathy is caused by quantum entanglement. And what is telepathy? It's knowing what somebody else is thinking.
True.
Which, okay, I personally have had moments in which I pick up this person is feeling this way about me, and then they're not around me, they're on the other side of the country, only to find out that they were in fact feeling some way about me.
I've felt that before, but what I don't understand is, okay, so these two are linked. That makes sense. It's within your own body. Why would ours suddenly be linked?
I mean, I don't really know what causes entanglement to occur. I don't think they do either. So I'm not going to act like I do.
Well, the only thing I can go off of is right now thought.
Your thoughts are energy. Yeah.
So if I'm thinking of you in a strong enough way, and I'm sending that energy because thoughts are energy in a sense.
They are energy. They're neuro firings in your brain. They're little light neuro firings.
And it somehow interacts with your field or doesn't interact with your field.
If we've been around each other before, I've noticed it's people that I've been around with before.
So they've at least gotten to know each other.
Yeah, you can do it without that. That's why spiritualists or Reiki healers or witches, they all are what's your name? What's your birthday? What do you look like? Because you can, in theory, get in tune with somebody's energy just from that. And their consent. That's another thing.
Okay, but that's still some sort of...
But that's another reason why...
My energy getting to know you in some way.
In some way, yeah. And that's the theory, right? So if
that even exists.
Yes. I feel like it's a logical jump. What are particles but energy? If you go down and down and down and down and down...
That's right.
To the smallest possible, smallest little bit, it's just a little tornado of energy.
Right.
And what's even wilder is atoms are just 99.999 pi, space.
Yeah.
And I think the Nobel Prize winner from 2022 actually proved that there is no actual matter.
Yes, I remember that. I remember hearing, I forgot what book I was reading, but it did say that they proved that matter didn't actually exist.
Yes, everything is just space.
Right.
Which goes into everything is in your mind, but maybe we'll do that next time. Or
Yeah, we'll talk
that's
about that
a
next time.
whole thing. But why energy is so important in psychic ability is because when you are familiar with your field and your particle set, I guess, and you engage with somebody else, or you're trying to receive information from something else outside of yourself, you can feel it better, you can understand it better. You can also get it out of your field, you can be in control of it. There are some people who grew up, like straight out the womb, predicting grandma's death. Those people are quite tormented because they don't really know how to manage their own energetic field, which I think is really, yeah, poor baby. And for you, when you were doing these like energy exercises outside of, oh no, I'm seeing scary stuff.
Oh no, dead people.
Oh no, dead people. You probably would have been able to continue had you properly grounded and gotten energy from outside of yourself and gotten energy from the earth, which is also very interesting. They have found that if you put your bare feet on the ground, like the electron release or exchange, there's some kind of, I'm butchering this, science people, I'm sorry. There is some kind of like a very intense energetic exchange in the atoms and particles that immediately either calms the person or like it grounds them, and they can measure it. Just putting your feet on the earth has something to do with
bare feet?
Bare feet on the earth.
I think they just want to see my grippers and they're not getting them.
They're not gonna.
Nope. Missed me with that one.
I acknowledge the car horn in the background, and it's late, and we don't really have time to stop recording. Unfortunately.
So if we were to categorize just how energy
is everything.
Energy is everything. Energy affects everything. But we're talking about how it relates to psychic ability.
And how that relates to everything else, which you've already kind of heard how that relates to everything else.
Right. So if we were to categorize a quick recap of how energy relates to psychic ability, and we break it down into like
how that relates to everything else.
Yeah, and then we'll go over those in other episodes, one by one.
Okay.
Let's do a quick.
It's a lot.
Yeah, quick subcategories of what they go.
There's subcategories of each of these things because it's a really big subject. But
well, that's good. So that's more stuff for us to go into, right?
There is, energy itself.
Right.
Which we barely covered once again. There is psychic ability.
Okay.
There is like manifestation and like that kind of spirituality.
Manifestation.
There is
psychic ability, manifestation.
Witchcraft, magic.
Witchcraft and magic.
That kind of stuff. And also just our understanding of reality and reaching nirvana, reaching enlightenment. Like, what does that look like?
And then shielding and...
That's just energy work, shielding, grounding, understanding how to manage your own energetic field. So yeah, it's a lot.
Okay. So I kind of want to go into how we are able to really control energy. So we'll be able to do like shielding and grounding. Talk about that in depth. And then we'll go into some of these subcategories. You guys leave comments down below which subcategory you want us to hit first.
Unless you're listening to this on a podcast listening platform, and then go to either our TikTok or our YouTube and leave those comments.
And then we'll
take it from there because there's really a lot. We have a lot of juicy stuff. We've been talking for a minute already, and I feel like we barely really covered anything.
It's okay.
I know. There's other podcast episodes for that.
So, are we gonna end this like we always do with a
intuition test? Yes, but...
Can you give me some tips really quick before I do this intuition test on how I can get better energy to get better intuition?
Better intuition?
Yeah.
I barely know myself. You see, I'm not very good at these. I'm okay at best. So, ground.
Yes.
We'll go into that in another episode. You want to pull, not pull energy in from outside of yourself, but what you want to do is clear. You don't want anything in your field
mucking
it up. Mm-hmm. And you want to calm your mind. You can't be thinking a million things at once.
And I have to actually believe that it worked, yeah?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
I mean, it helps. If you're going to say to me, like, this is fucking stupid, you're probably not going to pick up anything.
No, yeah. Your energy is already telling you no.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
We can do guess a card.
We'll do guess a card. I'm going to choose 3 cards. You'll be able to see 3 cards, okay? Mm-hmm. And then you choose from the 3 cards.
The one that you chose?
That I'm going to choose.
Yeah, let's do the 3 card thing. Oh, you're using my cards. Okay.
I can find one.
Oh, you don't know where your cards are?
They are not where they're supposed to be.
Okay, well, I'm going first then.
Sure.
So
do I see the 3 cards at first? And yes, it can be guess. Oh, you guessed correctly, so I know that. But I'm not going to know which one it is, so we're trying here.
Are you going to... You want me to let you see...
The 3...
The 3 images?
You let me see the 3, and then you choose one from the 3. And I have to try to see which one it is.
Okay, so randomly selecting 3 cards... Let's see. What was our pull? It's the Hierophant, the Ace of Swords, and the Queen of Cups.
Okay. I'm not looking anymore. You choose one. Show them. And then I have to try to guess what it is.
I have done it.
All right. Well, you said I ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's picturing all of that go down and come up. Clear. Actually, first, clear.
Call your energy back to you, too.
Call energy back. Little ball. Drip down. Cool. Clear down.
So what card did I pick?
I felt fire. Like hot, like sun. So I'm going to go with... Well, isn't sword air?
Yes, swords is air.
That doesn't match anything then. Let's try again.
Sit with each option in your body. How does it feel in your body? Is there a part of you that, like, you know, lights up or something?
Let's see. So if I get sword, I get my hand. If I get cups, I get my feet. Hierophant, my left. I'm just going to go with Ace of Swords.
No.
No.
It was the Queen of Cups.
Ah.
Did your brain think that, or you just like so wrong?
Because I got so much heat. Like I felt heat. Like I thought it was heat. This is not going to stop.
No, it's not.
Awful.
Awful. New York City, BB.
It's really hard to do stuff when I hear like me.
Yeah.
All right, well.
Well, did you want to try one more time?
Okay.
Now, what I was going to say was that even though that felt so hot there for you, what does that's your intuition telling you something. When you thought about Queen of Cups, what about it was different?
It was just cool. It was just a cool feeling.
Okay. What did the other ones give you any kind of feeling?
Sword gave me heat, and Hierophant I didn't think about Hierophant.
We've done it together. I haven't done it on the podcast, but your resonance point. See which one lights up your resonance.
Okay, we'll try that.
Okay, we got 3 different suits. Page of Swords.
Page of Swords.
The Ace of Wands.
Ace of Wands, that's fire.
2 of Cups.
2 of Cups. Okay.
Okay, now
here we
close
go.
your eyes.
Let's actually...
I'm showing them.
So you said resonance points, right?
Yeah.
That's it. All right, that's here. Bring it out. Let me sit with it. 2 of Cups.
No, it's the Page of Swords.
Fuck, I suck at this.
You don't suck.
Or maybe because there's a horn blasting outside of my fucking building.
Okay, my turn.
Yeah, your turn.
Let me clear my energy. This is exactly what I meditate through every morning.
Yeah, I gotta meditate.
Find the peace even though there is a horn. Okay. Let me know when you're good.
All right. We got a 4 of Cups.
Okay.
We got 6 of Pen. And then...
That's a 9 of Pentacles. You have it upside down.
Oh, 9 of Pen. Heh. There's definitely more than 6 here. And then 8 of Swords.
Okay.
Okay.
So the 4 of Cups is the one that came up first, but in my previous experience, when I have been tuned in and it has been correct, what comes up first is almost always wrong. And if Pentacles lit up in my resonance point, though. So in the past, whenever I have these conflicting voices in my head, I go with the quietest one. The quieter one was either the 8 of Swords or the 9 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles didn't come out at all, except for in the resonance point. Go with the Swords. Fuck, did I almost have it? Was it the 9 of Pentacles?
It was.
Fuck! Okay.
Yeah, bro, I thought you were gonna... I was about to say you got it, and I was about to be really pissed, but no, I'm not.
So it goes through exactly what I thought. The quietest one. The quietest one in my brain. That's the one that lit up the resonance point. Fuck me.
You even said it, bro. I was like, is she really about to get this shit? And I was like, here, mind you, it got real quiet.
You're right. It did. It got real quiet.
How nice for you.
Can I try one more time?
You can try one more time, yeah.
I'm so mad at myself. Okay, so in my mind, it is the quietest one, and it is the one that lights up my resonance point. I'm so fucking mad, bro.
So 9 of Wands, Queen of Swords, and 3 of Pen.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
3 of Pen was the loudest, so that's not it. 9 of Wands.
Get out.
I got it!
Yes, you got it. Good job, dude.
Okay, so in my mind, I was trying to speed up because that's going to die. But in my mind, right, it did not come up. It was 3 of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. I was like, okay, once again, 9 of Wands didn't come up at all. I was like, okay, let's run it through my resonance point, which we'll make an episode about that. And it was 9 of Wands was the brightest one. And I was like, all right, that's what it is. It's the quietest one and it lit up the
Well, good
point.
fucking job, dude.
I would have gotten the first one, but
No,
now
yeah,
I
you
know
would've.
that's the whole point of these. It's like you get to figure out how your brain and how your body functions.
If you are lost, I am too. I tried.
I'm so
and
excited.
it I was trying not to guess. I was trying to feel what was different within my body. I didn't feel anything. But hey, this is why we're going through it together, right? She's obviously more experienced than we are. If you got it wrong, maybe you got it right. But if you're like me and you did not, we'll get there. If this is a thing. But it looked like it was a thing, right? Because two times
I
almost
did
got
it.
And the last time she got it. So
I did it.
You did it.
I did it. I almost did it, and then I followed the same rules from the first time.
And you got it.
And I got it.
Yeah.
So, bitch.
So I got to figure out what's mine. That just means I got to meditate.
You got to figure out
and
your
energy work.
Yeah. Next time, I think we're going to talk about the intro to dealing with your own energetic field.
So we're going to be doing the shielding,
Grounding.
shielding, grounding, clearing, and all that other stuff.
Like how you can be in control of energy and how you commit and all of that kind of stuff.
And if you have something you want us to talk about, please leave a comment down below.
Or want us to try, because we'll try it.
We film this podcast every week. You can go listen on any podcast listening service of your choice, and we'll be up there as I'm Psychic, I guess.
I mean, you're listening to it, so you should know that by now.
You should probably know that by now.
We do daily updates on TikTok and Instagram Reels and podcast clips on YouTube Shorts at I'm Psychic, I guess, on all of them. You can also follow Twitter updates at I'm Psychic, I guess. We kind of hate Twitter lately, so we're not really there very often, but you can still go there.
You can follow us on our personals at The Doodles. That is the DOOTLEZ.
At the DOOTLEZ. And that is us just being ourselves and not doing this. Okay.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.